Hey everyone, I'm Nick. I make music under the name of Witchbolt. If you listen to my music, thank you, and you may have noticed some lore running through the pieces. I realized that a lot of the lore is kind of spread out, and so I wanted to give a clearer picture of where we are in the story and what's coming next. So the Valley is this world where this whole narrative takes place. It's a small and magical place, and several of my releases are tied to the early history of the world. The early history involves creation, the first settlements by the deep folk, and then humans, a catastrophic event, a post-apocalyptic period of rebuilding society, which eventually results in the village of Birchfell. And this is the main place of our main character, Marigold. At the heart of the world of the Valley is a 4-part series surrounding the life of Marigold. If you haven't checked out the book and the album, please do so. I'll put links in the description. In Marigold, the book, we start with her birth in Birchfell, where she grows into a gifted young alchemist, and then a plague devastates the village of Birchfell. She's forced to become the de facto healer at a young age. She grows, and as the town recovers, she starts to struggle with grief and burnout. So she leaves town to sort of clear her head and sort out her priorities. And although she was searching for peace, leaving sets her on a path where once again she's pulled into a role that she never planned to assume, and leads to the next 3 releases. So some of the characters that help her along the way, there is Thistlebur. He's a gnome or deep folk cartographer. He can be a little naive, but also wise and has a lot of unique perspective, as well as some light and illusion magic. There's Amberwind. She's mysterious, very old, and very wise. There's Rowan, who's a hunter, Copperleaf, who is a deep folk inventor, and Saffron, who's a halfling trader. So all of their paths weave together, and they uncover some bizarre secrets about the history of the Valley and are faced with a very heavy, very strange, unusual decision to make. The next release is titled Craft, and I've mentioned parts 1 through 4. This actually bridges parts 1 and 2. So unlike Marigold, which was a series of poems about her life, this release is presented as Marigold's botanical notebook, her journal, and it has her notes on herbs and alchemy, and you start to see some patterns of some interesting things that are going on in the Valley that tease us up for what happens in part 2. The other project that I'm working on is titled Marigold's Bookshelf. It's less a game and more a space to explore. You can stream albums, read short books meant to expand the lore of the Valley. So you can read Marigold. You can read a book called Figures of the Valley that gives some background on the characters. One I recently put together titled Poor Talomir's Almanac, which is a farmer's almanac and gives some information about the town, some of the characters, as well as the 4 farms which provide most of Birchfell's food. As I mentioned, you can stream albums, and I've gotten feedback from playtesters and have expanded my original scope. So I want this to act like a hub for the entire world, for the entire Valley. And it's going to be available on itch.io, all playable online in the browser, no cost, doesn't require download, no account. I want it to be for everyone to experience this. So the new albums and full-length books are going to be released here. I'll continue to add some of the lore building books as well. You'll be able to explore the cabin, interact with objects, and in the future, brew potions, play small mini games, and eventually step outside the cabin to explore the valley and explore Birch Fell. So the part of this plan that I'm most excited about with Marigold's Bookshelf is expanding this and opening the world up to the community. So I want it to become a place where you can add your own voice to the valley. I want fan fiction and one-shots in the form of books on the bookshelves. I want fan art on the wall, whatever form it takes. And the idea is to give you a way to take these seeds of a story and kind of grow them into something new, and let's expand this together. So the valley isn't just mine, it's our world. I keep a 70-page lore Bible and a Notion database with 600 plus characters, their trades, every building in town, the plants, the animals, the types of magic, their mechanics. I have the main narrative and origin stories, all the pieces, but the valley is still full of corners, characters, stories that we haven't told yet. So I want Witchbolt to become a door that I hold open for us all to step into the valley.